Yo, yo, yo. It's YF Dizzy and you watching YF Dizzy TV and you listen on FBRN.us. First and foremost, it is December, meaning it's my birthday month. And my birthday is December 29th, which lands on a Tuesday, which is, this day of the week. And on Tuesday, on the 29th, I'm going to have a 2-hour show, for my birthday. And I'm going to have the great Paul Coulter on here with me celebrating, and Jose from the show Yatu Savas. So it's gonna be a packed show. I'm gonna release my song that day on my birthday, and it's gonna be all types of fun. So y'all go ahead and lock that down and tune in. But other than that, let's go ahead and talk about something that happened last week. So last week, shout out Arlington Urban because they always keep us updated on the news. But last week, I think it was Wednesday, there was a shooting in Arlington, in kind of central west side Arlington. And I'm going to basically tell y'all what happened on the police report. What the police report said, it was only one young man was named because the other three were underage, so you can't really name somebody underage if they passed away. But one young man named Lorenzo shot 3 people and killed them. And when you hear that, you're like, damn, that's crazy. But you got to look at the police report and see what happened. So basically, this started from Lorenzo liking or following his cousin's girlfriend on Instagram. So his cousin, or they just say his relative took offense to that. So him and a couple buddies decided to go to Lorenzo's home. I don't know if it's his home, but I just know it's maybe his dad's home. It just said where he was. And they knock on the door, and as soon as Lorenzo opens the door, his relative socks him. Boom. They drag him outside, and they're fighting. They're jumping him, basically. They jumping Lorenzo, you know what I'm saying? And the dad comes out there trying to separate it because, he knows most of the people there. So dad comes out there trying to separate it, and that's when one of the dudes that was there pulls out a gun. So the dad pushes him. Gun falls out. And Lorenzo grabs it, starts blasting everybody that was there. So, a couple things. There is a lot of people mad under that post at Lorenzo, but you got to look at it. If somebody come to your crib and starts fighting with you, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? If they pull out a gun and point it at your dad, it's flight or fight. You gonna have to grab it. If I was in that same situation, I would do the same thing. But here's what y'all gotta look at. Every day, most of y'all are listening to songs about murder, toting guns, and programming your mind with all this stuff. And yes, what you listen to, what you intake through your eyes, programs you. And then y'all be sad or upset when something like this happens. When really it's not overdue, but it's likely to happen with the stuff we ingest. There's literally a song by 21 Savage that says, I'm on that slaughter gang shit, murder gang shit. What y'all expect? But that's not what we coming out. This is also a direct consequence of instigating friends. Because I promise you, before they went over there, the friends was like, oh, you really gonna take that shit? You gonna let him follow your girl? And we all know some instigating ass friends that just want to see something happen. They're really not on your side. They don't care about what's good for you. They care about just seeing something happen. They bored. So that was instigating him, probably saying, oh, you gonna take that? You gonna take that? And then that's when he went over there hot because his friends were bubbling up. Think about it. A follow on Instagram is not really worth somebody losing their life over. Not even a like or a DM. And instigating friends, I'll tell y'all a story of what happened to me in high school. I remember there was this one time For y'all that don't know, there's cheerleading, and then there's a group of dancers who come out with the band. And for Seguin, the school I went to, they were called Starline. And I was there, you know, it started off small. I was just joking with this girl on Instagram, and she got her feelings and she started coming at me. And then I was with some of my homies, or so I thought, and they were saying, "Oh, come on, say something else, say something else." And so me being young and dumb, I kept it going. I was instigating. Now the whole Starline team is here saying, "Oh, you this and that, this and that," and I'm sitting in the living room with them. I'm like, "What about y'all? Y'all gonna say something for me?" And they was like, "No, that's all you." And I'm like, "Bro, y'all the ones that really motivated me to say this. I would have dropped it after the first one. Said, my bad, I didn't really mean to hurt you, but y'all got me instigated and got me motivated to do this." And I feel like that's a similar situation to what happened, because a follow on Instagram ain't none. And another thing, when you at that age, you gotta realize these hoes is for everybody. I'm sorry, they just is. Nobody, especially now in age when we got Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, people just ain't loyal like that. How do you know the female wasn't the one that followed the cousin first? You know what I'm saying? And now you going over there losing your life over a girl that maybe you just met. Y'all 17, 18, fighting over a girl. Find your kin, your relative, somebody has your blood over this girl who will do you wrong if something change. Everything is temporary. And now we have 3 young men that's dead because of some BS. Where we gotta stop falling for the trap and the examples that these rappers set. One thing I will give 6ix9ine props for, I don't really mess with him, but something I'll give him props for is he exposed these rappers. They're not really living the life that they rap about. And that's why he got in trouble. He said, "Man, I thought they was actually doing that stuff. So when I got some money, I started doing it too, but I got caught up." Y'all trying to live like these rappers, but they not even like that. They not living like that themselves. 95% of these rappers don't be living how they say. And now we got kids killing themselves in the street trying to be like these rappers. Trying to not be disrespected. Arlington is not the place for violence. Arlington is the suburbs. I don't understand why so many dudes try to be hard in the suburbs. We have ballparks, stadiums. Yes, some people do have life hard in Arlington. And I'll tell y'all, I was one of them. We had 6 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Me and my siblings all shared one room, and my mom and my baby sister and my stepdad all shared another room. And that's tough compared to, and I ain't even never tried to be hard in school. I was trying to focus on my grades so I could live and go get something better. But for some reason, dudes who lived in a 2-story house was out here gangbanging. Honestly, that was the most corniest shit I ever seen in my life. That's why I ain't really fuck with nobody. How y'all from the suburbs living in a 2-story house and out here gangbanging? Why? Do you realize people moved to Arlington to get away from that shit? Well, back in the day. It's starting to slowly go down. Well, back in the day, people used to move here to get away from that shit. And then here y'all go bring the same shit when it's not even needed. I know some dudes that was out here robbing in high school, but they was just doing it for fun. Just trying to get PlayStations and shit. Trying to get Xboxes. For no reason. But then whenever they're breaking somebody's house and somebody shoot them down, it's RIP and we crying and stuff, right? That's what happens when a generation is brought up not being held accountable for their actions. Why is nobody fighting no more either? Well, but what happened to throwing them hands? That's something I will give the credit to the generations before us, is they would throw them hands. That's why you always see old dudes fighting at the stadiums or at the bar, because they're used to that. They don't just resort to towing them guns. And now all you little weak ass dudes First thing you do is pull out the gun. The corniest thing you could do is point a gun at your phone. Do y'all want to see how y'all look? This is how y'all look. Hey, y'all better watch out. That's how y'all look. Y'all like, I don't understand. And for y'all that allow that stuff, allow your friends to act like that, what type of friend are you? You can't be like, hey bro, that really ain't what's up. We ain't down with that. But nah, y'all just conform to the society, conform to the overall majority, and look what happens. And now everybody's sad. And now we have more violence that's finna come out this violence. Cause I ain't finna name no names, but we had hella dudes in the comments saying we finna get him back. Why are you finna get him back? They came to his crib. They brought the gun. If you ain't want to get shot, why you bring a gun? You just wanted to do some shooting? What type of sense does that make? We need to go back to where you could just rock somebody for being disrespectful to you, and that'll be it. Too much of this, of going to shooting first. DFW should be a peaceful place, but y'all want to make it tough. Y'all want to resort to the guns right away. That's why we need strong leaders in our community. Too many of y'all is okay with what's going on. Y'all just post a hashtag, but too many of y'all is okay with what's going on. Y'all are too accepting of everything. And that's the problem. Why are you accepting of everything? Because Twitter told you to? Instagram told you to? The news said it's okay, so now it's okay for us to be like this and like that. Now, being accepting of everything is what leads to transgender children. We can't let children pick their own careers at 8. We can't let them vote, but they could definitely change their gender. A decision that's not gonna change until they're dead. Once you choose it, you can't go back. That's what happens when you too accepting of everything. Let's stop the foolishness, man. If you see somebody who's really with that shit, try to speak some knowledge into them. Say, cut that shit out. You know you ain't with that. Just chill out, bro. You can do better than that. I see more in you than what you doing right now. You have more potential than that. You can be great. I see the greatness in you. Take that passion that you're putting into that and go be great. I can see it in you. But y'all won't do that. Y'all want to stay in y'all's comfort zone. Nobody was ever great being in their comfort zone. I'm going to take a quick break. It's YF Dizzy TV. We're going to be right back. Yo. We back. It is December 8th, I believe. I never know what day it is. I just be living life like it's a brand new day. But
It's 2020.
yeah, 2020 all year is 2020. Yeah. But lately, a lot has been coming out on this vaccine. And it's looking more and more likely like we all finna have to take it. It's going to kind of seem mandatory at this point. And I'm thinking, well, one, I might not even take it. I'm probably going to go live out in the wild, use leaves to wipe my ass or something. Go hunting, teach myself how to hunt rabbits or something. Me and my family, we going to be out there living in the wilderness. But if I do stay, I'm saying we should have something to counter that. Now, when I say this, I'm not trying to be offensive. But if we're going to have mandatory vaccines, how about somebody comes up with a fat tax? Yes, a fat tax. F-A-T tax. And why do I say that? COVID is a 0.01% deadly virus that we're shutting down the economy, and we're going to have to take mandatory DNA changing, nanotechnology vaccines. How about we tax something that not everybody, but millions of people die from each year? A lot of people die from strokes, heart disease, from something that's preventable, which is eating. And I'm right here with y'all. During Corona, I've gained a couple pounds. You know, I'm up in the 200 club, so ain't nothing to brag about. But I'm up there. But I'm thinking that if we're gonna have a mandatory vaccine for a 1% deadly virus, how about we get a fat tax? And what do I mean by that? We should tax people if they're over a certain threshold for their height and body type. That way to incentivize healthiness and lower deaths in our world. Now it only seems fair, right? We're gonna have to change our DNA for a vaccine that's really not that deadly, if unless you watch CNN. If you live out in the real world, it's not that deadly. Yes, real people have died, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying nobody's dying. That's not what I'm saying. But people die from the flu each year. People die from all types of stuff. How about, but way more people die each year from being overweight, from having clogged arteries, and just by their own choosing of what they're eating. If you're not going to let me choose if I could take this vaccine or not, how about we get a tax that makes you at least pay for our premiums going up on insurance? You know what I mean? In the comments, drop, are you going to take the vaccine once it comes out? Yes or no? I want to hear y'all's opinions on the vaccine. We have a lot of people who is on the other side who calls us idiots for not wanting to take the vaccine. But if you take a deeper look at what these people support, you'll see why. It's really connected. Everybody who thinks for themselves, and I do understand people out there who support the flu vaccine and stuff like that, which is understandable. Certain vaccines have helped humanity, like the polio vaccine, which took 50 years to develop. And you're telling me the corona, which we had to shut down our whole economy for, everybody had to stay inside. People couldn't celebrate birthdays, couldn't go to funerals, people couldn't even go to graduation, people can't go to school or church. We can't go worship God because of this disease. And they found the cure in 1 year. Not even 1 year, about 10 months. Are you really going to take that? It's really something to think about. It's not something to take lightly. But that's enough of that. So I do have to talk about something I seen on social media. I see a lot of iffy stuff on social media all the time because I follow a lot of people. I'm not an unfollower no more. I used to do that follow and follow stuff back in the day, but I don't do that no more. But I follow people when I get bored. I have free time. I just click through stories, and I was clicking through a story of somebody I went to school with back in the day, and it was a post, and they were saying, once again, I have to leave a gym because they were trying to tell a woman what she can and can't wear out in the gym. And you know, and she wasn't wearing nothing outlandish. But the fact that she said again, meaning this happened multiple times, means it's probably you. If you've been at multiple gyms and they're telling you like, hey, you kind of can't wear that here, it's probably you. Cause not one time have I been to the gym and they said, hey, you can't wear that. Cause guess what? I'm wearing t-shirt and some shorts. Some of y'all be trying to look like some lingerie models up at the gym, which is a no-no. People are trying to focus. You can't control your stare. It's not even that. If I'm sitting here in front of my bench, the way the gyms are built, you could see 4 or 5 people down from you. And if you see somebody who just had everything out, it's right there. Where are you supposed to look? Away? You supposed to turn and hurt your neck to not look? No, I'm going to keep looking where I am and working out. There's rules in place for a reason. Especially if it was at Cola, the Christian gym. They expect a certain thing. So and the worst part was her boyfriend. So yeah, one, she's dressing outlandishly to the gym. Two, she has a boyfriend, so that's already iffy. I'm not saying your boyfriend should control how you dress, but I'm saying you should be respectable if you have a man, because there's a thing such as mating calls. Just like a peacock puts out its feathers whenever they're trying to attract another peacock. For women, whenever they're trying to attract a man, they have they ass and titties out and they got makeup on, right? Because that's them peacocking. And for you to be peacocking when you have a man, that's outlandish. It means your man ain't a man. I'm sorry. If he don't even have the nuts to say, hey babe, you doing too much, he's tripping. And this is why I say he's not saying that, because when she posted that, her man said, good job babe, you're fighting the good fight. What do you mean she's fighting the good fight? She's fighting hard to look how she wants at the gym? I know a lot of females who ain't never had a problem with what they dressed up at the gym. But for some reason, this same one keeps having a reoccurring issue at the gym. It must be you. I'm sorry. And I know they might see this and they might get mad. Oh, well, this is just how I feel about this topic. If she has her titties out at the gym, it's probably a mating call. It might not be like, oh, I want another man right now. But it is what it is. I'm sorry to tell you. She out here choosing. She probably not satisfied with the life that you giving her. You probably not digging her out right. You know what I'm saying? If she out here mating call, there must be something wrong. Your life either boring, she either bored of you, or who knows. But there is something to that. And that's why we need men to man up again. A lot of men have lost their voice and they're very quiet to when it comes to their opinions, which is weird. Why? Your voice is the only thing you have. When the world was first created, how did God create it? With his word. So why are we to be quiet with our opinions? That's stupid. I'm going to be quiet with my opinions because I want all of y'all to like me. That's so stupid. And if you have to be quiet with your opinion for your lady to be with you, then you're a soy boy. Say your opinion. Don't be scared to say how you feel. In a relationship, that should be the one place where you should be able to say how you feel. What type of relationship is it? And I know a lot of men are going to say happy wife, happy life. And that's like a different story. That's like whenever she want the toilet seat down, but you want it up. Just put it down. You know, it don't make no difference. Sometimes I be tired after work. I just want to sit down on the toilet. It don't make a difference. What I'm talking about is if it's something crucial that you don't stand for, like if you're not okay with your wife going out, getting drunk. I ain't say drink. A couple of drinks is fine. Getting drunk and you not saying nothing because you scared she gonna lash out and be mad at you, then you a soy boy. Your opinion and your word is all you have. If you don't like what your girl is wearing, if you think she's doing too much, say something. And if it's really that big of a problem that y'all can't overcome, then y'all probably ain't for each other. But y'all should be able to tell each other, and this goes for men too, men and women. Y'all should be able to communicate effectively, not in a toxic way, effectively, to where y'all could find a balance in those things. There's a difference between picking up the house, being like, babe, can you pick up the house, this, and that? Because that's just going to make her mad and that's going to make her annoyed. But when it comes to just issues you don't stand for, let her know. And I've seen this a lot. I've known a lot of guys who are scared to let their girl know what's up. And that's like a 21st century issue. Why are guys scared to tell their girl what's up? That has never happened before. And I'm not saying you should get the wife beater, start, whipping the hoe. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you should just be able to tell her, hey, I'm not down with that. That's not what's up. And I think things will be better. And I feel like that's what's wrong with a lot of relationships now too. A lot of guys think that their girlfriend wants the nice guy because that's what they tell them, and that's what Disney tells them, and they want to be agreeable. But really, girls like disagreeable men because it shows that out in the world, if somebody tests you, they just not gonna be able to walk over you. If you a doormat in your relationship, it shows your girl that you're gonna be a doormat out in the world. It doesn't always translate because there's some men who are, alphas out in the world and are doormats to their wife because that's just the way their mind works. But most of the time, if you a doormat to your wife and she was able to walk all over you, more than likely, whenever you at your job, people are able to just boss you around, tell you what to do. Whenever you at the store, people could cut you in line and take stuff out your basket and you won't say nothing. You just gonna smile and be like, hey, why'd you do that? Yeah, my tia said, don't date a girl, you gotta date a woman, which is true. I feel like a lot of people aren't mature in our world now. There's not a lot of men and there's not a lot of women. There's a lot of 20, 30, 40-year-old boys and girls. Because I had somebody at work, this girl tell me that her girlfriend be tripping, going through her phone, and it's a 40-year-old lady with 2 kids, and she's down for her, but she said I dated somebody older because I thought that was gonna be more mature. Maturity doesn't really come with your age, and I've noticed that now because I've met a lot of people that are very immature and less mature than me, and it took till I became adult age and I started being able to hear people's conversations that are my age or older, like for real conversations. Whenever you young, you're not able to hear the conversations. You outside playing and the adults is inside talking. But now that I work in areas with adults or considered adults, I've seen that a lot of people are still immature, and that's a big problem in our society. Is we live in a world full of grown children, and men just need to be leaders again. A lot of men are happy taking the back seat to their wife, and that's not what's up. Why is your wife managing all the bills? Why is your wife the one always driving the car? I'm not saying women can't make more than men. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the men should point their family in the right direction and lead them in that direction. Because guess what? A woman, more than naturally, feminine energy wants to lay back and just relax and let go and be free. Be led. And men's energy is like a bull, always going forward, or it should be. We have a lot of men now who are happy couch potatoes. And that's our problem. We're literally being locked indoors, finna be fed a forced vaccine, and the men in our society aren't saying nothing, aren't doing nothing. But back in the day, there was a revolution because they taxed their tea. Tea, something they drink for pleasure, tea. We have iced tea in Texas. They taxed that, and they raised up the prices on it, and they had a revolution. We're having this forced vaccine that's going to change our DNA, has nanobites in it, a two-way transmitter in it, and we not saying nothing, we not doing, well, I'm saying something, but I see a lot of men who aren't doing nothing. They're happy just liking booty pics on Instagram, just scrolling all day, don't even pick up a book, don't even educate themselves, but have the audacity to argue that we're wrong. And my tia is right. Women love men that lead. That's just a fact. That's true. And you hear it from women here. Women love men that lead. If your woman, as long as you're leading, your woman is always going to follow you. 90% of the time. If you lead her in the right direction, she going to follow you. She's not going to be looking off somewhere else because she's focused in the direction that she's being led. Now, whenever she's doing all the leading That's when she's not happy for you. That's when she's out looking for other men that's going to lead. That's when her subconscious tells her, this is not a man. He's not going to protect you. She wants to be protected and led. And that's not what we're doing nowadays. And a lot of men get mad because it hurts them to their core because they know this is true. And even if you didn't have a dad that led you or led your mother, once you get about a certain age, you know that a man's supposed to have a certain role. But that's that on that. We're going to take another quick break. I'm going to give y'all some tunes. And then I'm going to come back and talk about Schumann Resonance, which is going to blow y'all's mind. We'll be right back. Yo. We back in action. Got to get like Action Jackson. Yo. Alright, so we got a few minutes left for the end of the show. I want to get on here and talk to y'all about Schumann Resonance. What is the Schumann Resonance? Schumann Resonance is the measure of the Earth's electromagnetic, pulse. So basically like the heartbeat of the Earth. So usually people graph this out, you can go and Google it. The graph is usually around 7.8 hertz. Hertz is just a measure of energy, and you can look that up. So as of late, the resonance, a couple days ago, the resonance hit 11,000. So it jumped from 8.0, so like $8, just for, it jumped from 8 to 11,000, a 10,000 jump. What does that mean? All that means is that there's some big changes going on in the world, for good and for bad. That's why you see the world being so crazy right now, and good at the same time. It all depends on your energy. As of late, we've been seeing jumps in the Schumann Resonance because it sits about 8 on a regular day, but on days there's big events or, some crazy or some happy that happens worldwide, like on Christmas, it's probably going to jump a little bit. It moves. But 11,000 is something we ain't never seen. And all that means is the world is changing. We're changing. That's all that's happening. That's why you see karma speeding up. If you've ever seen before, if you ever did something bad, it will come back to you pretty fast. It will take a while for your karma to come back to you, maybe years, decades, but now it's coming back faster. It might even take a couple weeks, a month, a day, a couple hours. And some of y'all might be experiencing headaches, tiredness, dry mouth, dizziness, and vivid dreams. You might even lucid dream. The reason being is because the energy is just going up. Our frequency is getting up high, way high, and that's good. There's literally a spiritual battle going on right now. Good versus bad. If you believe in it or not, it is going on. So if you're a religious person, I'm telling you, get in touch with your God. I'm not going to tell you a specific God because everybody has their own and you don't want to go too deep in that. But get in touch with your God because there is some changes going on and you don't want to be left out. You don't want to get to that point and then God's going to be like, I never knew you. And you're going to end up in the bad side. So really, reality is splitting in two. It's going to be a negative reality and a positive reality. And it's up to you and your daily choices and your mindset and your frequency to decide what reality you'll be in. Schumann Resonance was at 8. Now it's at 11,000. And changes are happening. That's all I'm going to say. And you will see at some point in the future, we might even get a Northern Lights all around the world at one time because of this change that's going on. So it is up to you. Choose what reality you want to be in. Do you want a good reality or a bad reality? Do you want to be in a metaphorical heaven or hell? It is up to you. Because the power of the word, the power of the mind, and the power of actions are amplified during this time. It is crazy. If you don't believe me, Google it. I wouldn't believe myself if I wasn't living it. So that's all for this week. It's another episode of Why of Dizzy TV. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Everybody left a comment. I love the support. And we out. Peace out.